watch until the end, because the twist in this story is something the streets have never heard before. So, as most of you already know, Tristan Samuels, better known as TR Trizzy, is currently serving time in a United States prison on multiple counts of fraud and narcotics charges. Right now he's awaiting trial, and if we know anything about Trizzy, he's keeping quiet, staying low and building a defense, all while you're watching this very documentary. TR Trizzy has lived a colorful life, one filled with money, movement and madness. If you've been following the channel, you've seen the documentaries we've dropped on him before, from the rise, the rumors, to the real-life headlines. But in this episode of What Happened, we're diving into a story that many of you might not have heard, a story buried deep in whispers, a story that hit the papers, sparked urban legends, and left the streets talking for months. This is the story of how TR Trizzy nearly got taken out in London's West End. So let me explain what happened that night. It started like any other Saturday evening in West London. The streets were alive, there was cars idling outside, crowds of people were everywhere, and the bass of music was thumping through the pavement. Inside one of the nightclubs, Tristan Samuel, better known as TR Trizzy, was in his element. Champagne was on his table. He had his designer shades on indoors, surrounded by faces he knew and trusted. To anyone watching, he looked untouchable, a young boss at the height of his run. But outside those same doors he'd entered, the night was already shifting. An unmarked car was parked across the street. Unknown faces were hanging back in the shadows, waiting for their moment. Just after 2 a.m, the lights came on inside the club. The DJ cut the music. Security began ushering people out. Trizzy and his circle made their way to the exit, still laughing, still glowing. From the night they just had, it showed everyone in there that they were the bosses. Cameras flashed as people filmed him leaving on their phones. Everyone wanted a glimpse of him. Then he stepped out into the cold, pulled up his jacket, and started walking toward a blacked-out vehicle, waiting for him by the curb. That's when the unmarked vehicle rolled out of the darkness and into the street. Before anyone could process what was happening, a hooded man burst from the shadows and attacked Trizzy's friend with a tool, striking him and leaving him injured. Before Trizzy could even react, Bine fire erupted from the driver's side window. Trizzy dropped low, sprinting behind a parked car as Bine ripped through the air. He began running up the street. People scattered in every direction. His team tried to warn him, shouting, waving, trying to guide him to safety. By the time the Bine stopped, the car was already speeding off into the distance. Witnesses said it didn't hesitate. It came for one purpose and left just as quick. Trizzy was hit twice but still alive. He helped his injured friend into a vehicle that took off before police even arrived, and they went to the hospital. The villains also vanished into the night, leaving nothing behind but madness on the wet concrete. In the days that followed, social media flooded with rumors. Some said it was a setup. Others said it was connected to money or messages that never got answered. But one thing became clear. The attempt on Trizzy marked a turning point. He'd been moving fast for years, crossing borders and building connections that stretched far beyond London. But that night outside the club made one thing clear. Power attracts enemies, and fame doesn't guarantee safety. From that moment on, everything changed for Tristan Samuel. His circle, his trust, and the way he moved. The streets that once celebrated him were now watching closely, wondering if he'd make it out the next time someone came looking for him. Moments after the Bine fire outside the London nightclub, police sealed off the area and launched a major investigation. The Met's Specialist Crime Command took control, collecting evidence and tracing the movements of everyone connected to the attack. 2 Bine casings were recovered, and CCTV footage quickly became the key to identifying who was behind it. Detectives soon linked a getaway car to a man named Palmer, after his fingerprints were found on its rear doors. Further inquiries revealed that the day after the attack, Palmer had met with another man, Bolanle Roberts, to get rid of the weapon used in the attack. When police moved in on Roberts in Acton, he tried to run. After a short chase, he was caught carrying cash and narcotics worth tens of thousands of pounds. A search of a flat connected to him uncovered something far bigger, a hidden stash of bines and around 95 grams worth of weight. Among those tools was the loaded bine, the same bine used in the nightclub attack. Investigators described Roberts as a quartermaster, someone who stored and supplied bines to those who needed them. Once news of his arrest spread, Palmer went into hiding, staying at a hotel in Hanwell with the help of Robert Dolan, another associate, but police were already closing in. Eventually, all three men were arrested and charged. Palmer was sentenced to 15 years and 6 months for attempted bine offences. Roberts received 15 years for bine possession and weight supply. Dolan was jailed for 12.5 years for assisting an offender and narcotics conspiracy. What started as a nightclub attack soon unravelled into a much larger network, exposing the flow of weight, money and bines operating beneath the surface of London. So, TR Trizzy's name is never too far from rumours, myths and hearsay, and you're in for a treat with this one. But before I give you the tea, as always, let me make it clear. The stories you're about to hear shouldn't be taken as fact, solid proof, or any form of verified evidence. So, take it all with a pinch of salt. Allegedly, TR Trizzy had been on a run of dodgy deals and sly moves. Word on the streets is he ran off on a connect for a serious sum of money, a move that may have sparked the attack. Then, in another situation, he allegedly snaked yet another connect, setting off a chain of events that caused even more madness. Things escalated to the point where one of his close friends was allegedly emmed off by a powerful London faction, and after that, TR Trizzy reportedly fled the city and began building a new life of crime overseas, which eventually led him to the scenario he is in. The streets, or should I say karma, remembers everything, and sometimes running only buys you time, not peace. So that's the story of how it all nearly ended for Mr. TR Trizzy, and the real reason he was allegedly in America in the first place. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of today's episode of What Happened. Stay locked in. Streets always have another chapter. It's your boy, the one and only Benedict Brickalot, back with another original, unique and creative documentary. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more updates. The streets have spoken. This video is an investigative documentary. It does not intend to mock, shame or humiliate any individuals or groups involved. No unverified claims or allegations are presented as fact. All information included has been publicly shared by third parties, media sources or the individuals themselves. I am not responsible for the accuracy or opinions expressed in third-party content. This video is created under fair use for commentary, analysis and reporting, and complies with YouTube's community guidelines. This video does not seek to glorify or glamorize negative behavior, but aims to provide an educational insight into realities often overlooked or unseen by the wider public. As I always say, there's one simple rule. If you don't speak on it, I can't report on it. I hope you enjoy the video. Some things are better left unsaid. The streets have spoken.